Okay.
Well, welcome everyone to tonight's strategy and policy meeting. Right, the first item on the agenda is questions from members of the public. Are there any questions from members of the public? Don't forget, it's questions, not statements.
Because I'd like to speak.
Okay, yes.
May I approach the table?
Yeah, I guess so. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just feel like I'm talking to you rather than shouting from a long way.
But once you finish, you need to go.
Yeah, of course.
You have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wish to speak briefly to item 7 on the agenda, the budget precept for next year. I'm chair of Sandhurst Youth and have been since its inception in 2015, and I have 3 points to cover. The strategic reasons Sandhurst Youth was established, drawing a line under the last few years, and some key points in our future plans. Sandhurst Youth was set up to serve the young people of Sandhurst, regarding them as an asset, not a problem to be managed or in need of charity, and building on the respect, responsibility and rights framework of Sandhurst. It was established in 2015, an initiative led by your Executive Officer, Stephen Chown, and was endorsed by this committee and the full council. Sandhurst Town Council funds core costs, a contribution of £17,000 a year, which has remained unchanged for 10 years. It's not easy. Youth work can easily be misinterpreted by the public. And since 2022, we have also been subject to a sustained campaign by others against our work. It escalated to the Charity Commission and the Church of England safeguarding, but there are no findings against Sandhurst Youth. Last year, an issue known to this committee, which we deeply regret, led you to remove the funding from the budget until specific conditions were met by Sandhurst Youth. They have been fully met as of this week. We've learned a lot through this time. If you say you live in Sandhurst to anyone in the UK or beyond, you will immediately get a question about the RMA. It brings instant respect and recognition. It's a huge asset. Over the past 18 months, we have built an operational partnership with Army Welfare Services who support the 450 families of the RMA. Sarah McGee, the AWS Community Development Manager, has joined Sandhurst Youth as a trustee, overseeing all our youth work. We are leveraging their resources and expertise. We are currently shaping a wider partnership which will sit under the Bracknell Forest Armed Forces Covenant to deliver even more for the young people of Sandhurst. In summary, the core funding established by this committee with inflation would now be £24,000 a year. It's been a tough few years and we've learned a lot. We are reshaping our work through a strategic partnership with AWS in a way which will bring unique value to the community and reputation of Sandhurst. Please bear all this in mind as you re-establish the youth provision line 1225 in the budget.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Not sure if that was a question, but
Do you not agree? It's very interesting, thank you. Helpful to understand background, isn't it?
I think we need the seat as well. We have a councillor turning up, so.
Musical chairs.
Feel free to stay or you can leave.
Interested in item 7.
Okay, if there are no more members of the public questions, we shall move on to apologies for absence.
Had apologies this evening from councillors Graham Birch, Panesar, Mrs Quigg and Woodison.
Okay, thank you. And just a reminder on agenda item 3, if anyone's got any interest to declare in the business tonight, yes.
Yes, it is, specifically because item number 11, the solar panels. I'm a trustee of the Sandhurst Day Centre.
Okay,
So
noted.
I should declare that.
Noted, thank you. I'm guessing when we come to that bit, you can't vote.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Do I need to declare because I'm the council representative?
representative?
No,
No, no,
because you're appointed by the council,
just checking.
and so am I, so. As we're appointed by the council, we're allowed to still vote on it.
Right, okay.
Because we don't have conflict of interest from that point of view. But in Michael's case, he's actually a trustee, which is slightly different as well, so. Okay, moving on to the minutes of the Strategy and Policy Committee meeting held on the 27th of November. Any items of accuracy on page 1834? 1835? 1836? 1837? 1838?
It's a long one.
And 1839. Yeah, it was a long meeting. It finished at
10:04.
10:04. Yes, it was a long meeting. Right. Okay. Can I propose those minutes be accepted? Okay, all those in favour?
Seconded before he.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still okay over there.
Okay.
Moving on.
Well, you want to.
Moving on, right.
Yes.
Okay. Next is agenda item 5, health and safety. Over to you, Ange.
Nothing to report this month. Thank
Okay,
you.
good, excellent. That's what I like to hear. Agenda item 6, neighbourhood plan, to receive an update from the working group. Over to you, Dale.
Thank you, Chairman. As you all know, the Regulation 14 consultation ended on the 9th of January. And can I thank everybody that took an interest in responding. What we must now do is update the neighbourhood plan to include any amendments that are necessary. That's relevant ones. Also need to prepare what is called a consultation statement, which is the document that where all the ways we have consulted has to be listed and shown, because an inspector is going to want to make sure we've done the best we can. Even if people we've written to haven't responded, we have to let them know that we have. And we've gone that to residents, as you know, businesses, landowners, particularly the landowners whose land is supposed to be designated as local green spaces, and statutory consultees. And I'm working on that at the moment, and it's currently up at about 133 pages. So it's there's a lot of information and spreadsheets and all that, because we have had a lot of input from people, which has been valuable. We must also create a thing called a basic conditions statement. What that means is we have to examine our neighbourhood plan against the basic conditions laid down in the guidance and legislation to make sure it's specific to Sandhurst and the rules. So, and we have to go through that, and it's a separate document, and they examine that. We have to make sure it complies with all the guidance. Once we've completed the drafts of all the documents, they will all be presented to our consultants, who will adjust what we've done where needed. And we're looking to have all the documents ready to go to the consultants round about mid-February. We will take all the amendments suggested and complete the final draft from them. And then on the 26th of March, the next Stratton poll will bring it back to your good selves for ratification. That's on the grounds that the consultants don't take too long to do it all, etc. And then when they've come back to us, when we put it through on the 26th, we then submit it to Bracknell Forest under what's called Regulation 15 process, which then, and well, they will then, we've had a response from Bracknell Forest to the draft, and where we, the working group, we, the council, don't agree with their response, that's fine. It'll go to an inspector and an inspector will decide. Okay, so that's all part of the process. And one of the responses, and that's predominantly my brief on the neighbourhood plan, where we're in the loads of writing stage now. The next bit of consultation with the public will actually be when Bracknell Forest decides to, assuming it's all goes through the process, to put it to referendum. That's the final part of it. That said, one of the responses from Bracknell Forest advised us that the maps that we have in the document, and you've probably seen there's quite a few maps in quite a few parts of the documents that is in the draft, are not clear enough. They're either not big enough, or they're fuzzy, or they don't have clear definitions and things like that. And so we've been very fortunate in finding a local resident, Alan Fuller, whose cartographer is very familiar with mapping and drawing of maps. So he's aware of Parish Online, which is the computer solution we got earlier in last year. He's familiar with how to use that. But one of the things we have to ask the committee for is permission for him to access the council's Parish Online solution. Just to clarify, the level that he's working at is map creation. He does not and would not get access to any admin type function. And so I'm requesting, or am I able to propose, Chairman?
I got a question before you.
Go for it.
So what does that mean? Does that mean we give him a login where he accesses it from home or something? Or
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It's so that
He doesn't have to come into our office.
that's the point.
Right, okay.
I've got questions. Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
We're coming from pure ignorance, Dale. Sorry. Who are our consultants?
They're called EP Plan.
Okay, and do we pay for them?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, and are they on the balance sheet?
Yeah.
They're
We proposed, we did a budget for them about a year or so ago.
Okay, I haven't been there for that.
That's right. So
It's in ignorance.
the consultants were decided probably about, was it a year, 18 months ago?
18 months.
Yeah.
Right,
We have
okay, yeah,
line 1226. There.
thank you.
Oh, well done. 9615 is the figure that was supposed.
Up over there.
Yeah, well, I'm glad he came. Because I was frantically trying to remember what it
So
was.
You didn't remember that number off the top of your head?
Not off the
Okay.
top of my head, no.
shameful.
Terrible.
And also before you propose, I'm going to say, do the neighbourhood working group need any money in the next 12 months? Because I think the election itself and the referendum itself is paid for by Bracknell, is it not?
At the moment, what I'm hoping, inverted commas, is that there are no identified additional expenditure other than the consultants. Right, that's at the moment. We've had some bits of, because we had a QR code, you have to pay a sub for the QR code and all that. And we just, because we're no longer consulting, we just terminated that, things like that. So little things like that are now done, but we're not anticipating any more costs that we haven't already identified.
Okay, so the cost for the consultants, as is already in the budget, it will cover you through to the end of the.
We sincerely hope so.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I put in the caveat about the consultants taking time.
Yes.
If for some reason they need more time to examine our neighbourhood plan, then because I will say it is a very comprehensive plan.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I hope you'll have the opportunity to be proud of is that unlike some councils who have paid £100,000 to consultants to write their neighbourhood plan, we're hoping, and with the chairman we've got, who's
So you haven't told Ian about that? have you?
no, he is very strongly on message, and that's where I say the only thing we don't have control over is will the consultants need more time than we have. That's it.
I guess other councils, it might be more expensive if they've got a larger area to.
There's all sorts of games that go. That one of the reasons why other councils have a much bigger bill is because their local plan identified the building of houses in their neighbourhood plan area. Our local plan does not.
No.
So we haven't had to do environmental assessments where you have to go out and it costs 20 or 30,000 pounds and consultants to get all these natural responses. We haven't had to do that. So when I say it's like that because of their circumstances, they've had to engage more
As
consultants.
soon as you say the word consultant, I can hear the till.
Oh, ka-ching.
We got off lightly because of the fact we didn't have any, large areas in the neighbourhood plan. So
The government has stopped funding neighbourhood plans. There's no money.
Little surprise.
But and I queried this at a training session earlier this week, planning training. If there is any money left with locality that they still have, anybody that's still got a neighbourhood plan starting can apply to them. We've gone rather past the need for that level of assistance.
okay, Dale, you make your proposal.
I'm like to propose that the committee approves Mr. Alan Fuller to access the parish online solution to complete the neighbourhood plan maps to an acceptable standard. Seconded.
All those in favour? Unanimous.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you. Right, moving on to the budget and precept. Right, there's a summary. So there are things missing from this, aren't there? We don't have anything for youth yet.
Well, yeah, just to correct what Dave said earlier, we haven't had the budget in there every year for the last 10. We didn't have it in there last year, hence why there is no line for youth.
Yeah.
So, no, that hasn't been put in. And obviously, we've not looked at any of the costs that come specifically under strategy and policy as a committee before doing this. And as those to consider for tweaking, obviously, we've looked at environment, we've looked at leisure. But this committee hasn't looked at theirs in the detail that we looked at the others to request any increases if necessary.
So which pages are the, particularly the Stratton Pole stuff? Because it's all over the place, isn't it? No, so it's
And if you go beyond the first page is the summary, the next page is S&P. Anything starting with a 1 is S&P.
And this used to have, so you've got youth projects in there, but the value is 0 at the
Yeah.
moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, you'll see as well that the mayor's allowance has been taken back down. Obviously, we had special circumstances this year where it was put up considerably for travel. That will be taken back down.
It's gone down to 500.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's been 450 for the last 20 years. So-
We did discuss why, because the leftovers was.
Yes, I know, but I was just thinking, there was Dave say the number for Sandhurst Youth haven't increased for 10 years, but Mayor's allowed that includes for at least 20. So, right, okay. Any comments apart from the outside the youth projects? Any comments on the rest of it? Did we did discuss something last meeting? What was it? Or was it coming out of SIL? No, it wasn't coming out of SIL. It was the decoration of the office and stuff like that.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, obviously, we discussed a couple of ideas that came out of this committee last time, which was the refurb of toilets and refurb of office. So
Refurb of toilets was stupidly expensive.
yeah,
Isn't it?
well, they both are.
Oh.
So obviously I managed to get somebody to come in that short times period after Christmas for each. So it's just one person. And it is a ballpark figure of this is what we've got. Have a look, quote us a starting point, and then we'll look at, what we actually want, i.e., for instance, the office has been quoted with aircon. So we need to look at what we actually want. And obviously, if we go ahead, we will get the 3 quotes and look at it there. But because none of us had any idea and it really was a finger in the air for costings, I've got some figures now. So the office refurbishment is coming in at 33,000. And the toilet refurbishments is for indoor toilets for the 3. So it's the ladies, the gents and the disabled. Is coming in at 36,615.
Is there any breakdown that we could review? I think
As in-
ballpark, is it?
Yeah, as in what sort of breakdown?
As in where that money's going to go.
Yeah, well, no, well, I have got it, but we're not looking at the quotes at the moment, so we'll look at that when we come to actually quote.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll come to strategy and policy, and we'll compare 3 quotes and see what we're actually doing. But for the toilets, that is, see, the ladies is the most expensive because it's got the most cubicles, so it'll be ripping them out, putting proper sealed units in the back, flooring right up, obviously redoing the walls. Literally everything, gutting it and redoing it. Men's has got, so that was the most expensive. Obviously, men has got the urinals and 1 cubicle, and then there's the disabled as well. So we're out there. So that's approximate figures.
Do you need a proposal? Are we able to afford to do that?
I don't
this
think
year?
we can't both of them. Absolutely can't do both of them.
Okay, that's what I wanted to check.
So, what would on the general budget at the moment, and this is without an increase, isn't it?
Yeah, this is without the priest. Then that's a discussion because
Yeah.
it depends what we're doing about this provision.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, we used to half it and pay for a member of staff, whereas potentially, it depends whether this council wants to do that, who we're going to go for with our youth provision, etc. So that's a separate discussion.
But that's a separate discussion as to where the youth provision comes from. But without a number in there, you've still got to have a number in there. So on all these things, the potential office refurbishment or the toilet refurbishment or the youth provision, we need to have a number in the budget before we can go and decide
what we're doing.
Further down the line. But if you haven't got a number in the budget, then you're not doing it.
Our first question then is, are we going to do refurb the office or the toilets first? Is that the first question?
Probably yes.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say,
Neither.
suggest.
Yeah.
Do we put a line of 36,000 in the budget and then get quotes for both aspects of work, tenders for both aspects of work, and see where they come in at? But then if it is the toilets, we've got enough to do the toilets. If they come in at a higher price, potentially we could do the office. So it still leaves
Well, they're not going to come in at a higher price if we've already got that as a quote, because that's
Right,
we're not
okay.
gonna. So I think, you know, in due respect, I think that will be a waste of my time.
Yeah.
To get 6 quotes for a project that we may or may not.
No, but that one project would go ahead.
Yeah, but I've
Yeah.
got to get quotes for each, which is
There's no
really
point getting-
no. It's gonna
that's-
waste my
that's-
time if there's no budget.
You're talking about getting 6 quotes instead of 3,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Right.
Because
I'd like to, well, just go a bit more.
Well, given that we're out advertising for new members of staff, I think there should be a degree of priority to getting the office refurbed, because I think the office environment needs some serious rethinking and reshaping, and in order to give the staff a pleasing place to work in, and also so that when accessed by the public, we're setting the right impression when the public come in, etc., etc.
You
So-
could say the same thing for the toilets, though.
So, yes, and the toilets.
But the toilets are functioning and doing the job that they're supposed to do.
So is the office.
So is the office.
Yeah.
If you'd like to come in my office and look at my ceiling.
Yeah,
So what if we don't go for the office, that's fine, but there will need to be remedial work done in there.
and that's the point. My thoughts there are that we do, when people have a go at the place, we do repair it, and we repair them. But my thoughts are, given that we're going to have another member of staff and a temporary member of staff all in that space, I think we need to give some attention to that location. And then if things need to be repaired in the toilets, well, then that will be done under maintenance.
So playing devil's advocate with you, just as a, if we were to ask the residents that we represent, what would be their view? I'm imagining that people might say, oh, look at that. They've done up the office space, but the toilets are a nightmare.
I'd be inclined to agree with you. And I know the toilets have been like, well, the toilets have been like that for the last.
Well, they're the same toilets that there from when I used to come and run Mums and Monsters.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
question is,
Then-
would we consider splitting the toilets and actually doing the ladies this year, which I think is the more pressing need, and maybe the gents' toilet next year?
That's a good idea.
And then maybe that
Okay,
allows
gents'
some for
toilet,
a bit of
I
the
don't
remedial work.
find-
Can I just sort of clarify, there is nothing mechanically wrong with any of the toilets. They all function. We might not like the decor, but they do all function. So when you say about maintenance, it's just, it should something give up the ghost. Obviously, that is a normal, regular maintenance.
So that comes on a different budget line, does it?
Yeah.
Right. So playing devil's advocate again, Ange, nothing personal. Does your ceiling stop you from doing your job?
It will when it comes down. Yeah.
Right. So if it's remedial and it's on a different budget line,
It's
doesn't
not
really
been
come
done
into the
because we've
conversation.
been talking about this. So as
Right.
I just said, if
Yeah.
the office isn't refurbed, it will need doing anyway. However, if the office is refurbed, I wouldn't pay for remedial when we're having the whole lot done.
Mm.
Otherwise, it's a waste
Just
of money
chicken and
paying
egg,
for it
really,
twice.
isn't it, in a way? Nothing personal. It's just
No, that's fine, but we actually have issues in there, whereas we don't in the toilets at the moment.
Okay. So it's an interesting one, this, because of course, if we put 36 into the budget for either one of those two, that brings it down to 180. And then you've got to have Sandhurst, or have the youth provision on top. That would take it down to 160, which is below our target level. And I know our internal refurbishments and stuff like that can't be taken out of SIL, so.
Well, we don't have the cell necessarily to cover it.
I was going to say they can, but
Yeah.
we ain't got oceans of silver.
No, we haven't.
Well,
no.
what about Michael's
That's what I was
suggestion
saying,
of
just doing
do the
one
ladies this year
Yeah,
and then
that
No.
gives us a bit of comfort
Yeah.
or buffer room.
Yeah.
doesn't it? I
Do we
think
have a
that's a good
split
idea.
between the 36,000 pounds for the toilets? Is it 18 plus 18 or was it?
No,
No, it's more for the ladies and
There's 3.
more work to do with the ladies.
I have been into the ladies and I do feel that.
Did you really?
Sometimes invited in.
Oh, we can start a rumour.
Happened in Sandhurst. You've admitted that it looks bad.
It does. It's
But
scruffy.
you can't do half an office.
Yes, that's a very good
Oh.
point.
You can't do half an office. It's
It would be
36K for
silly
the
money
office.
to
And if you then did the ladies on top, it'd be more than 36K.
but remember we've already got 10 put by for the office.
Okay. And the other point, I guess, the ladies, this might be seen as sexist, please forgive me, but I'm imagining the summertime, lots of children, a majority of mothers off
Yeah.
school with their toddlers, and they'll be running to the ladies with the little ones. Perhaps that is the one that.
Well, you have a lot more of the clubs and everything
Our
here
female.
are female.
Yeah.
So that's what I would think.
I think the ladies, I'd like to propose the ladies.
Was there-
The refurbishment.
Was there a price for just for the ladies?
No, because there was splits for some bits, but then it was the labour and all of that after. So no, as I say, I just did a ballpark. He came in literally when we were having our Christmas meal because the rush to get somebody to come out and quote. The quote only came through the day that Nick and I met last week. So it was just trying to get something so that we didn't have, we had some sort of idea with what sort of figures we're looking at.
I'd like to propose that we refurbish the ladies' toilets in the next financial year.
Say that.
22,000.
Yeah.
No, 36, is it?
Well, no,
No,
no.
No, 36 for all three,
Yes.
the ladies,
Oh, we
gents
said-
and disabled. We don't know what it is for just the ladies. That's the challenge. Because if you want to do you can't do part of an office. So if you've got to do the office, you've got to do the whole thing.
So if we do 20 for the ladies.
We've got 10 aside already.
You've got 10 aside already, so
10
I would
aside.
say don't.
That's right. And then you've got,
So that would make it 46.
so then you got, and then if if we did 20 for youth services, we're all right.
Well overspent.
We're overspent.
But you proposed the ladies, didn't you?
I propose to do the ladies in the next financial year.
And how much are you
20%.
proposing, Hazel?
22.
I would say 20, 21.
Well, if you made it 18, you'd be looking at 36 overall.
No, because the
No,
ladies.
but the ladies
ladies
is more,
is
so it would be more
Yes,
expensive.
but if the lady, don't forget, hang on, well, so logically,
Yeah.
there is a gents and a disabled toilet.
Yeah.
If they were 9 each and then ladies were 18, that would still be very expensive, wouldn't it? So,
Yeah.
I don't think it should be more than 18K for the
18K then.
ladies, so,
18.
which is half what the figure
Yeah,
was.
I'm just thinking that the disabled is going to be more expensive.
Well, we're doing that, not doing that this year.
No, but that's why.
But just
Yeah, yeah,
saying about the cost, yeah, that would be more.
Yes.
Probably more expensive than the gents as well, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
18. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Yep, I'm happy that's seconded.
Okay, all those in favour? Right, moving on to the, I'm going to propose that we also put the office in there because I think we need to get it done. It's been in the agenda for a long time.
Seconded.
Okay, all those in favour?
What price
the
are you
office.
putting in?
Oh,
Well,
we're putting in 36 for the office. Was it 36?
No, it's 33, so
33
it'd be 23.
Yeah. Yeah. So it
33.
It's 20, I'm putting in 23 for the office
Yeah.
because we've already got 10.
10, and it fits
Yeah,
with the
but
overall
that would
budget.
fit with the budget if you're also going to do the youth.
So 23 plus 18 is 41.
Plus the 20.
Plus the youth for the is that's 61 of 216.
And you've got reserves. But the reserves
Doesn't work like that.
doesn't.
No,
Okay.
no, don't work like that.
Okay.
Earmarked
There's
reserve
money over there.
for other things.
Okay. All right.
So there are other pots, like we just put 40K into the footpath pot.
Yeah.
From the leisure meeting.
Yep.
So I think we'd be down to about 155.
too low, isn't it?
No, what did you say?
61.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, take it down to 155, which is a bit low. But, oh, yeah, but that's 155 before the council tax
Yes.
increase, the precept increase,
Precept.
which we haven't decided on yet.
Yeah, which is the second.
Which is the
part.
second
We have
part
to
of it.
look at the budget first legally and then the precept. So we can't choose the precept and make the budget.
Yeah,
fit.
'cause otherwise
We have to
you're
do the
buying.
budget first.
So if we go for a 45% increase on the precept,
Yes, I see it now, yeah.
So how come historically we've got 10 in the budget for the office?
Because it must have been put
it was
there-
in the office
put in there
about 15
pre
years.
my time working here.
Okay.
That's
It's
how
been,
long
it's been in there forever. I mean, in my time here, which is over 25 years, it has never been decorated. So,
So that sounds
So-
okay.
So that would then be that when you get quotes, etc., come in, and then you'll come back here
yes,
with them, and then we can look at it. And it isn't necessarily because it's a bit like, you know, different tiles or whatever. They're going to be different costs, and
Absolutely.
for the
And it will
bathrooms
be
and the same for the office.
As I
Yeah.
said.
it won't be the gold-plated taps this year.
No.
So, right. So I think
Gold-plated
that was proposed and seconded, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So can we all those in favour of the office refurbishment at what was it
23.
23? Okay. That's unanimous. And the other one is youth provision. I'm going to propose 20k for youth provision. All those in favour? Okay, that's 20k for youth provision. So that takes us down to 155. So now we have to decide on the, so that finalises the strategy and policy side of things.
Unless there's anything else on those figures that you want.
I
to
don't think there
increase.
was anything. Because you've included the inflationary increases for the salaries and stuff, haven't you?
Yeah,
Was that 3%? Right, okay.
no, that's going up more because we're going to have an extra member of staff.
Oh, yes, of course it is. Yes, I remember now. But it's 3% on the rest of it. Yeah.
Rest of what?
It's assuming a 3% salary increase, is it not?
5 has been built in because
5
of the national insurance.
Oh, of course, yes. Right, okay, fine.
If I could be a complete pain in the neck, and
Go on then.
this is me being a bit of a newbie, the descriptions against the items, for example, communication. For me as a new person, what kind of comes under that? Is there a document that explains what is in the communication pot?
No, communication is whenever we communicate with the public. So, for instance,
includes-
now we've got so we had our newsletter fees come out there, which
yeah.
they still do inadvertently
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
CSRA. Anytime, so anything that we use for communicating, if we have consultations, anything
Yeah.
like that going on.
There's another one on there, speed watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's because we have their speed camera thing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I assumed that's what it meant, but it is a bit.
Do we even do speed work?
Yes,
Do you remember? Yes,
yes.
along with a couple of others.
It was Jean,
Yeah,
it was
so-
Michael, yeah.
It's about £450, I think.
Then
We need somebody to take over the training.
Yes, so subscriptions are obviously things that the council subscribe to, so like being a member of,
the local government association,
yeah, local
Okay.
government,
South
health,
East employers or
yeah, groundsman's,
are us.
yeah, all that sort of thing,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. A mayor's chain.
Yeah.
Any repairs that are
If
needed.
it needs repairing.
And also it's engraved every year with the mayor, the last mayor's name.
Okay, so it would have had Ray's name on it.
Yeah, it's got Ray's name on it, yeah.
Well, they forget about it for 10 years and then catch up, which is what happened previously.
Did it?
Yes, it did.
Sorry, it was just,
Unfortunately, a chain was broken last year, so it had to be repaired.
you didn't do that, did you, Ray?
No, Ray did.
Not me, I
He
haven't been a
wasn't
member
there.
for 2 years.
Okay, it was just that some of it is just a bit, what's in there then? Yeah, sorry to be a nuisance.
Right, okay. In which case we will move on to the precept, which is on page something or other. Find that now. Right, okay. So there is the Annex 2 precept examples. So
What was it last year?
It's on the bottom of your page, Michael.
it doesn't say what the percentage increase was last, 4%.
4% in percentage, yeah.
Which actually, if you actually put 27k onto 155, you come to nearer 180. Maybe 182 then, wouldn't it?
4%.
Yeah. So if it was 4%, it would be about right. 20% wouldn't quite get us there. Sorry, 3% wouldn't quite get us there.
Yeah.
That'd be 175. So
Seems reasonable.
it needs to be between 3 and 4, I think.
Well, I think 4 is
Reasonable.
reasonable in the current
Yeah.
circumstances and with all the things we're planning to do. I think that's a reasonable
Mm.
precept set there.
Not going for 10 then.
Not right away. No, I'd like to propose 4.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Yes.
All those in favour? It's unanimous. Thank you. Right. Okay, gave the budget a bit of a go round, didn't it? What's next?
Panel.
Grants panel. I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
to appoint at least one councillor to the grant panel for 26-27.
I have had a request from Lee to be on the grant panel. She asked me to bring that.
Who are the other two members?
It is the chair of leisure and the chair of environment.
That's right, yeah, I remember now. So it's Palm and
Graham.
Graham. Okay, well, I'm happy that Lee does it. Can I propose that Lee is put on the grants panel? All those in favour, seconded? Right, all those in favour? That's unanimous. Fees and charges. Annex 4. Document twice, don't it?
Yeah, well,
So most things are going up a quid.
Yes, so self chair of leisure Graham and vice chair Jean got together and went through everything. There's some stuff been run through AI for comparisons of charges locally. And if we put our charges up to the comparisons suggested, I don't think anyone would be very happy at all. So people are still getting quite a good deal for their hires here.
Sorry, you said nobody would be happy at all or unhappy?
Nobody would be happy if we increase these to match what AI suggested we should
Oh,
increase.
right, sorry, okay. So what you're saying is it would be going up 20 quid instead of 10? Yeah, okay.
No,
Right, got it.
it's particularly on the sports pitches.
Okay, so
but
they're
obviously
good
we
value,
want to
basically.
keep-
The adult football pitch is going up £2.
Mm.
And most of the others, as you say, Nick, is
Yeah.
a pain.
So what we've looked at on that is to, exactly, the adults. So we've mirrored it in football and cricket and the youth by £1.
Okay. Any questions, anyone, or any comments? We happy with it?
Yes.
In that case, can I propose that your fees and charges be tabled as written?
Seconded.
All those in favour? Unanimous. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is BSc funding request, Annex 5. Yay.
Do we do all these individually?
No. Sorry.
If we do our own armed forces day,
We have all our roads.
yeah.
yeah,
We could
yes.
contribute
Yes,
to
'cause
White Ribbon Day. And just with me.
So yeah, I mean, generally, this is stuff that we don't really get involved in at all, isn't it? We say we have our own Armed Forces Day.
Yeah.
It's up to individuals to attend the Pride event if they wish to.
Mhm.
And I'm guessing that's probably the same as a white ribbon and lantern, because that's a Bracknell function, isn't it?
Mhm.
And the digital Christmas advert, you know, we have our own Christmas events here.
Yes.
So whilst the funding request isn't large, I don't think, you know, it's something which we really need to be funding out of our coffers.
The only thing, I mean, if we decide to contribute, we then set a precedent that we're going to contribute year on year. And
Yes.
these are services done by Bracknell Forest Council and not necessarily benefited by our residents.
I mean, if this was something like the Summer of Fun,
That's
then
different.
yeah, that's completely different
Yeah.
because it's an event which is happening on our facilities.
Yes.
This is all stuff which is happening in Bracknell.
Yeah, and we have events similar to this, don't we? As you say, the armed forces and the Christmas event.
So,
I don't think we should be. So I agree with the recommendation at the end of,
okay.
and as Councillor Still just said, mentioning, I did mention so long ago that the Bracknell Forest was going to be using its community strategy to look to put things in the direction of towns and parishes that they had, we were not responsible for and had not previously been involved in funding. And so the term precedent worries me because we provide our residents with an awful lot, etc. But I think the comment, we were asked to for some money to go to Southhill Park, and the basis was because people from Sandhurst use it.
We were asked to.
Well, then the logic is then perhaps we put a reciprocal claim into them, and all the people come into our firework display because etc. So I think it's tough enough at our own level, to provide the quality of service we do provide and the range of services we do provide. I think we do a pretty good job on that, and I really don't think we need to be funding anything else.
Right, so I'm going to take this in two parts. I'm going to do A and then B. So I'm going to propose that we do not fund the events as requested on section. Sorry.
Be influence A, because we haven't discussed it yet, because there's an awful lot of money there under this bus proposal.
I'm coming to B separately.
Does that come under SIL?
No.
Oh, okay, fine. I thought the two things were connected.
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Sorry, you're proposing.
So this is literally that £5,000 that they're requesting would come out of our general funds, out of our precept.
I see.
And I'm suggesting that we don't fund that 5k.
Second that.
All those in favour of not funding? Thank you. The next one is the bus. £77,000 for 2.5 years. I did work it out. It's each bus trip, because there's 3 per day there and back, 3 return trips on a Tuesday and a Thursday, because I looked at the timetable, and each trip the bus costs 250 quid or something in that region to go there and back.
Where's the there and back to? I know I'm not in there. But
It starts at Crowthorne Station, drives all the way down through to Longshot Lane,
all right. All there.
the long down estate or whatever,
Ah.
then through past the Bird in Hand, through to Little Sandhurst, through Mill Parade, and then back through. I don't think it goes via Ellesmere. It goes straight out through Yorktown Road, down Yorktown Road, and then out to Camberley.
So why is that different from the 194?
Because it only happens twice. Because it's a little bus and it goes through Little Sandhurst. It's the only bus.
I think it's
Only bus of the at all that goes through Little Sandhurst.
because I think if they had a Christmas bridge, isn't it, the double decker bus wouldn't go under.
Correct, and also you can't get double decker buses around the corners around Bird in Hand, and
Yes.
that road's just so narrow there.
And the bridge
Yes.
there, the Happy Christmas Bridge, the angle of the road
Yeah.
does not allow longer,
Correct.
even single story buses. So it has to be lower and shorter, not just because of the height of the bridge, but because of the shape of the road to keep that safe.
So it says here Sandhurst and Crowthorne, and it's got percentage based on the number of stops.
Correct.
It goes on to say Sandhurst Town Council, we suggest you contribute 77,720. Do we know how much Crowthorne being asked to
They've been asked to 49,000
So why is ours higher?
because we've got more stops.
Right.
We've got 48 of the stops instead of 29% of the stops.
stops? The
I
thing.
bet they're not asking Surrey County Council for anything.
Are
Well,
they
Surrey's
asking Wokingham
They
for
are.
anything?
Surrey's on there, they're huge.
Okay.
Are they asking Wokingham for anything? Because the bit between the station and
No,
No, they're not.
is
No.
Wokingham.
no, it's not. No, because the boundary is along that line.
It's along Duke's Ride.
It's along
So,
Jigs Ride, yeah. So that's where the
so
boundary.
the people above that line aren't allowed to use the bus.
Yeah, well, sorry, Dale.
I just thought I'd mention.
I don't
Makes me
think,
laugh, Diane.
this is what I mentioned
money
earlier
coming
about Bracknell Forest trying to do what's called cost shunt,
Mm.
which is the term that you use. And the use of sill is entirely at our discretion. Okay. We, as a town council, have no responsibility for the provision of bus services. Okay.
That's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
And you're getting where I'm going with this, because the next thing you know is the 194 starts being subsidised by us, etc., etc. So, and I know residents may not agree, but I've been in the game a long time. That precedent setting has ongoing ramifications that over the next 2 or 3 years could see the bus services affected.
Yes.
And every year then we get a request, oh, as you're doing this one, can you do that one? Oh, and by the way, you got 20 grand in sill this year, so you've got to spend
Yeah.
it on.
But how
Don't wanna
many
know.
people use
That's
that
what
bus?
I have actually asked that question of Guy Gilby.
Yes, he's not come back to.
Literally, I only asked it a few days ago, and
We,
he has a 3-day response time anyway.
well,
His email.
we asked him on the 14th.
Right. And the chances are he hasn't got a clue, but
Yeah.
if he ever does come back, I think actually it's probably 1 or 2 people
Yes.
a week.
Yes.
So we would be funding those people to the tune of £216 a trip.
Yeah.
It doesn't make commercial
Doesn't.
sense.
And it does not make commercial sense when literally the 194 is is way more frequent.
Yes.
And as long as you can get to the bus stop, which, It's okay. It's quite a trog from where Michael lives to the bus stop.
Yes, but equally, if you're coming from, for instance, the Longdown Lodge, or Longdown
Mickle
Lodge. is
Hill,
not that
that's
big,
Mickle
but
Hill.
I'm thinking, for instance, that yes, if you come from the Bird in Hand area, it's probably about 300 yards.
Yes.
So I think it's a reason, it's accessible, let's put it
Yeah.
that way. And it is a frequent service, the 194.
The 194 is a very, very,
About 15 minutes.
And takes you all the way into Camberley.
and
And
the 194 goes further because it goes through to, oh no, sorry, it's the X94. It goes through to,
Park Hospital.
Frimley Park Hospital.
Frimley to Ascot
Yeah.
Hospital.
So,
Just to put it into perspective, every town and parish is being asked to take
Oh,
on
cool.
a route.
yes.
So it's not just us.
Mm.
So yeah, and obviously the request has come from a councillor and not from an officer as well for this.
Yes, I noticed that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, the email came from Guy Gilby, so,
But you can't provide the figures of the users.
well, he hasn't yet.
We're not,
We were asked on the 14th of
Yes.
January.
Sorry, I think I should like to propose that we decline
Yes.
the offer.
the kind offer.
Seconded.
Second it.
Lots of seconders.
All those in favour decline the offer. Thank you.
Deeply regret.
Diligence was done.
Absolutely delighted to regret.
I'm delighted
To decline, sorry.
Like it.
Okay, next one is the request from the day centre building. Receive an update on the legal constraints that might be taken into account when we're considering the request to do with the solar panel project.
Yes, obviously last time you'll remember that we were discussing whether or not we were allowed to give a grant on the basis of them be earning regularly off the back of it with your reduced rate. So I've checked all of that out with our experts at SLCC, and they have said that we can, if we want to, offer a grant. I'm not saying we're going to offer it, but the legalities are we as a council are able to either lend the money as suggested last time or offer a grant.
The building couldn't make it, so Diane and I came. So the request was from the building.
Our shoulders are broad.
Well, we've discussed this quite, can I say it? Can I speak?
Yes, carry on.
We've discussed this a lot with the other trustees, Mike and those. We'd love a grant. We understand. Yeah, what you're thinking is that you're going to give us money when we're going to pay it back and we're going to make money later. Well, that money will pay for the extra electricity, extra power we need for the air conditioning.
Do you want me to run through that because other people didn't hear that?
So I could probably even run through that actually, because I was at the meeting as well.
Were you really?
So yes, so first time I actually attended one of their meetings. So interesting that there is an air conditioning project also going on in parallel with the solar panels, and obviously air conditioning takes a lot of power. And one of our concerns last time round was the fact that they were ordering so many panels that they'd have all this extra power. But once you add in the air conditioning, it's about on par. They'll have enough to run their air conditioning and everything else, and very little spare. So that allayed my fears about the fact that I can't remember how many. It was a lot of solar panels.
But I was hoping to get a holiday in Bahamas out of it.
Get in the queue.
So that allayed that fear, because basically they all need the power to run their air conditioning, which is another project. So this is not just, we're not paying for the air conditioning, but it would go towards the running costs of the air conditioning once the air conditioning has been installed.
Which is a enhancement for the building that we rent,
Yeah.
as well as a lovely thing.
The air
Well, it's,
conditioning
it's
is
not
also
just, it's not just a lovely thing. The air conditioning is critical
Yeah,
because we've got vulnerable people in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
the heat, the way it's going in the summer, one of
right,
them's
it
going to
can
peg
burn.
out right in the
That's
middle
right.
of it.
We've done it at home. I've had solar panels and aircon put in that are on heat pump systems, and I've already seen how it's changed my costs just on an individual level. So that's why I was very positive
We're all aware.
about it when you brought it last time.
So if you've decided, or the most cost effective is the 66 panels,
All of the quotes that we had in the autumn are out of date.
okay,
My information last week is that the cost of panels is going down and the cost of batteries is going up.
oh, that's different to what we've heard, but anyway.
Well, it depends on who you talk to, Hazel, you know that. We will need 3 more quotes.
Yeah.
But we know that the cost of an installation with
Or going by the October's price.
will be between 20 and 30,000 pounds.
I think we had,
You've got the sheet from before.
yeah,
I've
got the,
Their daily usage is between 36 and 70 units a day. If you
Okay.
put 6 aircon units on, that basically doubles, if not quadruples, the daily usage. Because an aircon unit is 7 kilowatts, 7 kilowatts, and you got 6 of them, that's 42 an hour.
That is running April until September.
It won't be on full whack the whole time.
no, but you've
But-
also got,
When you've got high sun outside, you're going to want the aircon on inside. So with any luck, and it's never going to be that simple, is it? With any luck, it'll be generating and using on the same day. Yeah, in my dreams, these things work.
yeah, but you'll also be charging the batteries at weekends when you're not using the air conditioning.
And they're going to have about 30 kilowatts of batteries, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's
So-
the trick.
so
Get
going
back
back-
to grid.
Indeed.
Going back to the quotes that you had in November, I made a note. The one at 66 panels, just as a ballpark figure,
Yeah.
came in at 28k.
Yeah.
So, right, okay. So you have you got sufficient funds for the air conditioning unit?
Yeah, that's
That's set aside.
That's, yeah, we've got some money, but we're raising the money as well. We're raising.
Okay.
And
It's not as
quote-
much as on the bus.
So your quote also includes all of the scaffolding and the labour.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
whole kit
Yeah,
and caboodle.
that's a whole.
and,
thing.
and pigeon wire.
Yes, stop the nesting. Good one. Yes.
Sorry, Dale.
So how much? And have we got the money?
I would propose a loan. Because we already do some grants to the day centre.
Those
and I-
grants are for running the day centre though, not for announcements.
The grant would come out of the grant budget because the day centre grant and the ones that we commit to every year are separate. They have separate budget lines.
Okay,
So we have an overall pot for issuing grant applications for things. And the pot is nowhere near big enough to take anything
But-
of that size.
but we normally give them a grant, I'm basing it on history, a grant of 18k.
Yeah, so that's out of a separate line. So that's separate completely.
Yeah, that's not an applied for grant.
Well, what I'm saying, can we take 18 off of that?
No, because then the whole place
Then
will
they
think,
Then we
can't
close
run.
down.
That's their running cost.
That's their running costs.
It's to do with.
Then we're gone.
So this is a separate application
yes.
But
for a separate amount of money, completely separate from their current grant.
But if
how many people use the day centre?
Well, how many people use it each day? How many members have we have? We've got over 100 members. And it can range from,
It varies.
on a quiet day, 15 to 20, on a busy day, 30 or 40. To 50.
Yes, on Fridays.
So Fridays,
So 50.
Tuesdays and Fridays, it can be up to 50.
Is the
and
condition
that's
reversible in terms of providing heating for?
Yeah, it can-
There would
it
be a
can-
reduction of the gas
You
consumption.
can put it on,
The boiler.
on hot in the winter and
Yes, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's cheaper to run the gas in the heating,
so
gas heating in the winter, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it means that we haven't got to use, we're boiling.
Yeah, I've
Use the thermostat.
Yeah, they shouldn't use the thermos.
I've got a gadget on mine that diverts excess energy to heating my hot water.
Yeah, that's,
So
it's all that, there's all that.
Yes.
And energy provider is another consideration.
In hand.
Is it
Got it. Well done.
needs to be used from the SIL budget?
Charge up for cheaper rates.
I know.
Well, it depends what
Yes.
happens with the other few items, because obviously I've got a couple of requests for that.
Yes, I know.
Overall, at the moment, once everything is spent, there's going to be about 74,000 in there.
In the SIL budget.
Yeah. And that's all we've got.
Right.
With-
Okay.
So I propose that we do it as a loan,
I got
payable over 5 years.
Because question.
quick question is that because it's our premises that we're letting to the people here, if they decide to leave, devil's advocate again, we keep the solar panels, don't we? You're not going to take them with you.
I would, yes.
Well, we know that.
I could be up
Just
there
be
with this banner. No, of course not.
I'll take the aircon.
So I'm struggling to
The
understand the
building is
difference.
being enhanced.
Yeah, to see the difference between a grant and a
Yeah.
loan, when actually we're enhancing our own premises.
Yeah.
You're going to see the benefit of it while you're leasing the property. So
Agree to some extent, but then if we do that for the day centre, do we do that for Palms? Do we do that for the
They're
cricket?
not charities.
We've done that.
And
They're not charities. They're looking after vulnerable
well, it's
people.
not charity.
We are looking after vulnerable people.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm
Palms
getting a bit passionate about it, but
We have a lady.
Yeah, but we-
you're talking about commercial. No, that's, they're out of order there.
you see the question I'm asking is that ultimately the council benefits because it's our premise.
It's slightly different because it's not our premises in the same way every other premises is. This is on a license, not a lease. So it's their premises until it's no longer used as a day centre, in which case it reverts back. So it's slightly different.
Yeah, but still a lease is a different kind of legal thing, but it has a time limit on it. When's the
Peppercorn
license?
rent.
God knows.
Oh, okay.
Probably if it's an
The
indefinite.
principle is what I'm raising, really.
I would
So if
suggest
they left and no longer used it as it's meant to be, it would come
but
to
if they
us.
never leave, that we never get.
We
the-
never get it back. Yeah.
So, you know, and by the time we get it back, the solar panels may be knackered anyway.
Well, yes, they do have a
They
lifespan.
do have a life.
Yes, they absolutely do.
My panel's been up since 2011
And the
and they're
payback,
still working wonderfully.
yeah, but payback over what period? I mean, mine was
8 years normally.
9.
8 years.
these days, payback, I think.
You've also had an
it's
inverter, haven't
rate
you?
six.
You've bought an inverter, so there is a
Yes,
cost
I have.
element.
I got all the kits.
So if
Oh,
we
to do
don't
the
have the
payback.
money, why are we still debating?
Payback's normally around.
Okay, so there is money in the budget, in SIL that we could use.
So
It could come entirely out of our SIL budget if we wanted to do that.
So I believe we need to, and I use the word need, to enhance the day centre.
Mm.
And I think solar panels is a very positive way of doing that. And so how much are we actually being asked to approve?
It's 20 to
20, well,
30.
it's 28, wasn't it?
Yes, so
28 was the maximum.
So
Okay,
up to, I'll use that term, 28K, I believe, should be given as a grant. Would you like?
But it can't be a grant.
this is,
What will it be then?
donate.
It will be us paying for it.
it'd be us paying for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it can't be, there's nothing in the grant budget. So that will take the SIL budget down to what, 45,000 with nothing else coming in. I mean, this year we got what, 20 coming in?
If we're paying for it and they're getting an income from it,
But they're not necessarily getting the income
income.
because the income's going to pay,
It's gonna even
it's
out.
going to even out because it's going to pay for the air conditioning.
So what it does is it enhances the
There will be no
conditions for the residents.
We're not getting any extra income.
It's not money.
What I heard earlier, why I dropped
No,
your
there's
comments about.
That was the point we made last time round. We said that we thought that we'd be making an income out of it because they'd be having more power than they needed. But now with the air conditioning, they're not.
you get paid for generating electricity.
No,
We
you
get-
don't, not anymore. Fit has gone.
All right, okay.
Its feed-in tariff is no
I know
longer.
we get a generous one. I know
Oh.
they've upped it.
Fit is my delight.
Yeah, and
And I happen to believe passionately that the civil servant that thought it up should have been taken out and shot.
In front of his family at dawn.
Yes, because
Crazy.
it was absolutely crazy.
Have a motion then
Yeah.
that says that we will fund
Mm.
the provision of solar panels on the day said route up to, and I'll put the number in 28,000.
I second that.
Out of where then?
So,
Out of cell.
Coming out of cell.
I mean, it's a one-off.
Yeah.
but it's a good benefit to
You dare,
unity.
you dare will
Yeah.
come up with another one off next year and I'll shoot you.
In front of your family at dawn.
This is looking after
No plans.
our elderly community.
All those in favour? Okay, any against? That's carried.
Thank you.
You're very
Thank you.
I couldn't.
The only-
No, I'm not looking at him. I don't know who that was, but it's Jane.
Sorry?
I just saw a shadow appearing in the door.
When your aircon's on.
Are we allowing it to make
Sorry.
a hole in?
They do want another request.
No,
Oh, you got B, yeah?
So that's what I'm putting my hand up for. Thank you very much
Ray,
for that.
Ray, get your coat.
Thank you very much for that. It's really appreciated. Now, the next question is the air conditioning.
No. Not fun
We're
again.
don't want money. We just want to make
Permission.
sure it's okay for them to drill a hole through a wall, put the outside unit on.
I should imagine.
But having heard that it's our building until we leave, I don't think we need to.
Yeah, you still need, yeah, you do still need.
Can I propose that the day centre be allowed to do whatever renovations are required to the building to install the air conditioning?
And the
In
panel.
favour? Thank you.
Hang on.
We've already essentially done the panels because
Thank you.
we're funding it.
But it's going to have holes in the walls and the roof as well.
Understand.
But they backfill those holes. You won't
Well,
get.
they will be, because I shall be standing there
I
watching
should
them.
imagine you.
Stop.
Can I come?
Start getting wrapped through those holes. I'll be really worried.
Can I just say thank you very much? I know
Yes.
it's a difficult one. Because the solar
be
panels
fine.
is,
Yeah.
well, one time we looked like we might make money. We never thought we would, because we always said it was going to be for the aircon. So thank you very much.
Right, moving on. Item 12.
You'll excuse
Thank
me
you very
because I haven't had me supper. Not the fish shop,
Get your coat for you.
not the fish shop.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you again. Thanks very much.
Sorry, Dale, could you do?
So yours is good energy as well, is it?
Yes, it is very good. They
Yeah,
did
yeah.
the school.
So, yeah, me.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, my other-in-law is the.
Resident.
He recommended them and it's obviously brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
not much sale.
I started.
I'll take.
Really good. Yeah.
Oh, but like I say, the fit man should.
That's again, because you'll get what's in the budget.
I thought that's what it is.
Okay, let's go.
Bye.
I can't get in.
Bye.
Right,
Fucking
this
charges.
is, yeah,
Change.
charges.
Charges.
Oh, this is, Mr. Ives would like to, us to consider. It says for time restrictions and charging for parking in the memorial park and throughout the town to be considered. I will just say at this point, we have no control over throughout the town because we don't own any of the other car parks in the town. Some are on private land, such as the shopping parades.
Mhm.
Broadway House Car Park is owned by Bracknell Forest.
And partly owned by Avery.
Yes. So I think the idea was it the idea that Chris Eyes wanted us to talk to those, consult to those
Chris
people?
was approached by a resident, who struggles to park when he nips to Boots or Kings, was his quote. So he felt that there should be some sort of restriction on people parking or parking charges, which is where this has come from Chris.
There's a restriction on parking times, isn't there, in Glen Kings and various places?
No, not by Kings.
I believe there is no,
There and then they go
no,
on.
there isn't.
It's all private, it's all private.
Outside Kings, there are restrictions, no return within 2 hours.
Yeah, I thought they
And
were.
when do you even see anybody that
It's not
No, they
police.
come down from Bracknell because Tony King had complained on one occasion.
In Central Sandhurst Parade, I know that, some of the residents from the houses 2 or 3 doors down also park in there.
Yeah.
And have received parking tickets.
very, very,
I
very.
think this is a borough issue, and Nick will understand that, of course, the traffic wardens manage the whole of the borough, and they can't be in Sandhurst the whole time.
But
I have seen them issue tickets
What, on the
outside Kings. Yes, yes,
Do you remember the
because
year?
there are signs that are there. I think
Okay.
is their limit is 2 hours limit, no return within 2
Yeah,
hours.
well, it was 2 hours limit.
But
But I
It shows how rare that is enforced, though, because when Tony did one of many complaints over the parking issues there, he highlighted that there was cars that have been parked and were there for 2 weeks
Yeah.
because they've got the train and then gone on holiday.
Sorry, Dale.
given that nice conversation, but nothing to do with us as a council.
Apart from the memorial part,
I was
which we
going to
do.
say, the only one we have to consider is, would we consider putting restrictions or pricing? And without a lot of debate, the
No.
answer is no.
No,
No,
absolutely not on the memorial part.
totally impractical. It really would, pay and display or CCTV or automatic number plate recognition. It would be a nightmare. Because I don't think
It's very difficult as well when we're hiring out a building and
Yeah.
then you're expecting people to come and pay.
it's not abused generally. And I think if there are cars that are parked there for several days, I think they get moved on fairly quickly. If they're abandoned, I don't so.
I think we stick with what we are.
Yeah.
Give it. It says a decision. I propose no charges to be considered on a memorial park. Or
Seconded.
Okay, all those in,
No more restrictions.
more restriction. Whatever we've got,
We don't have any.
we don't have any.
well,
We
10
can't
o'clock.
vote 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we do shut the
Yes,
car.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
What we were trying to pick up on.
Okay, all those in favour? That's unanimous. Right, next moving on to the barrier for the car park at Little Sandhurst Community Hall. Sorry?
Go on, I'll let you go.
Okay, so this is looking at the installation of a lockable barrier across the entrance to the car park at Little Sandhurst Community Hall. Because basically there's just people that continually park in the car park.
This suggestion has been previously raised with the executive officer in the early days of having the Little Sandhurst Hall.
Yeah, well, we didn't deem it to be a problem initially. And there was a link as well that when we had the hall passed over to us, there was suggestion, and Dale, you'll recall, about there being a proviso that it could be used for people getting the train.
correct.
So at the time we didn't go with it. But what has actually been proven is that it isn't people that are
Nobody
getting the
uses it.
train that are abusing it.
Yeah.
It's people leaving cars untaxed, un-MOT'd. So we did a big thing with that last year. It's also come to light now that when myself and Darcy were down there putting up the Christmas tree, there's people using private hairdressers round the corner, and she's telling them to park there. So we did go and speak to her as well. So it's being abused. And when obviously we're trying to hire it out, there's potentially no parking for people. So we do have a couple of Pilates classes and things going on down there. So my suggestion is that we just get a lockable barrier, and when the hirers hire out, they're given a fob to get in anyway. So that will include a key for the barrier so that they can open it. in the
Seconded.
park,
So it'd be locked the whole time unless it's,
Unless it's
Yes.
used.
So we will have,
There is a budget, is there, for the barrier?
No, so I'm
No, not
looking to take this out of SIL. And it would be around 3,000. Obviously, they would have to come out and specially measure it, etc. But I'm anticipating it to be around 3K.
but there is an amount of SIL that's got to be used by, or got to be dedicated by the end of March, isn't
Yeah.
there?
So there's on
About
that
25K?
now, well, it was 23, but I had failed to include the excess from the outdoor gym that we didn't have. Well, we have plenty, but the way the crossover is, part of it came out of last time's budget.
Right,
Not budget, but the yearly SIL.
okay,
So the yearly SIL that we need to get rid of now, once everything's paid for, obviously with the 85K ring fence for the project and Michael's ring fence 4782 for the hanging baskets, we need to spend to 9,700 by March.
okay. No, that's a lot, that's a big difference between 23,000 and.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, it went, so it was basically 9 was
Yeah.
taken with
You
those.
want 3K.
Michael's had 5.
Okay, fine.
do
Go
you
on,
think
you
it-
go first, though.
Well, I was gonna make a suggestion to add to the safety of that hall, but it does need a light outside, because when you come out after a meeting or whatever
Yeah,
at
it's all
night,
dark.
it's very dark on the ramp, etc. area. So if we're needing to badge anything, could I put that on the list?
We'd need to have a separate agenda item for
Okay.
that,
Yeah.
because this is about the parking barrier, but yeah, thank you.
We'll bring that up at the next meeting. Sorry, Hazel.
Going back to the SIL money that you mentioned,
Yeah.
that it needs to be spent by March.
Yeah,
The solar panels won't be spent by March.
that isn't in that.
All right, okay.
No, that's
Allocated
going
to be
badging. Yeah.
Committed.
Allocate.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is, yeah, okay.
So the solar panels generally aren't out of that, but
Yeah.
I'm sure we might be able to slip a few.
We'll be able to swing it if we need
Yeah.
it to.
Yes, I mean.
Yeah.
they've
Well,
got
rather than
the-
lose the money, we'll allocate some towards the solar panels, yes.
So have we had people hiring the hall that have had problems
Yeah.
parking?
Yeah.
Yes,
Birthday parties, Pilates.
because when you've got at least, there's quite often half a dozen cars in there.
Mm.
There's only,
It's only small
there's only
anyway,
15 spaces
Yeah.
or something like that.
and half are being taken up.
Yeah,
It could be even external people taking their dogs for a walk, as an example.
Some of it is the residents that live there.
I think some of it's residents,
I think you're right, yeah.
that's opposite, so.
But there are parking spaces out on Waterside for
Yeah,
residents,
the bank.
Yeah,
and some of
Yeah.
those are quite often vacant.
right, in which case, have we proposed on yet?
Fine.
In
I did propose.
that case, I'll second. All those in favour, right, that's unanimous. Policy for pitch hire, Annex 6. Scrolling all the way down, isn't it?
35 clauses, have you digested them?
What was the change with this? Is there a change?
Well, there wasn't a specific one, or there hasn't been for many years. Those of you that have been here historically before me, I did dig out one that was written many moons ago and included giving the football club a red card for this and a yellow card for that, which I didn't feel was at all fitting. So I've completely rewritten the whole thing. This has come about because there has been a few challenges over pitches and fees and things, and fees and cancellations recently. So we just need
think-
to define. There's nothing new in the procedure here. The procedure is what we've always followed.
So I think some of this came from a discussion where, you know, we often after bad weather will give them, you know, tell them the day before they can't use a pitch. But they, we also had the club come back where they've said they've had to call off a match because was it the ref or something
Yeah.
had deemed that it wasn't playable.
Yeah.
When our ground staff had said it was playable. So, and they're then refusing to pay because their ref said they shouldn't play on it. So it's
I suppose it's a tricky one then, because the ref's obviously looking at it from a health and safety
this
standpoint, the kids.
It's very rare, and sort of in my recent communications, it's a real turn up for the books because normally the football club are pestering us to play
yeah.
and we're saying no. It's very rare that the ground staff will say, well, they won't say the pitch is playable if it isn't.
Yeah.
Obviously, the caveat on that is because they are in on a Saturday morning and a Sunday morning. If, let's say, they come in on a Saturday morning and they say it's okay, and then we have horrendous weather, torrential rain, whatever, and there's a match at 1, it might not be because the downpour during the day. So there still needs to be a place, as we've put on here, for a ref's decision, but we do need a proper form filled out and an explanation as to why they felt that. Also, we need to know promptly, because one of the fees that they were questioning with us recently, after Christmas, was actually backdated to September. So nobody can remember what happened on that day now, us nor them. So hence why, there's still scope for it, but we have to have reasons why. And it's the same for cricket. It's not just football.
Has this been run past the clubs?
No.
Them to contribute to?
No, because it's our policy. It's our terms and conditions.
Yeah.
So given the example there, does it need to be something within a certain timescale?
Yes.
You can't go back to September.
Yeah, I'll put that on here.
I've read it somewhere here.
Would it do any harm to run it past them? To check that they didn't want anything added or changed? Or...
Where's the timescale bit?
Yeah.
Tend not to do that.
Yeah. We wouldn't do that with hall hirers. Okay. Like we have terms and conditions for hall hirers.
Where's the bit of it at the time? Within.
It's a bit of what?
Well,
You're trying to work out where it says that they have to notify us within a certain period when they cancel something.
it would be. It says all communications must be respectful.
No, it's in the early part.
There were some dates in
End
there.
of term.
It didn't.
Oh, yeah, last week.
It's here. STC require a form to be completed by the referee stroke umpire cancelling a game due to the pitch conditions or any health and safety concerns. A template is provided to each club. This may be emailed to STC on blah 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 on the Monday following the cancellation.
All right, yeah, I've just done that at the beginning.
Do you need to put a thing in case it's a bank holiday?
No, because that would just be the following Monday, wouldn't it? So,
That might be 10 days later then.
but at least it's not 3 months, which is what
Yeah.
we're trying to avoid.
We said
No, I was only thinking.
either
of,
Tuesday
like,
and then that covers any bank holiday Mondays.
I'd prefer to keep it on. I'll put it on Monday, except where there's a bank holiday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we don't really want the football still to be going on into the next week when we're looking at the next week's football.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah,
Monday,
just to have the
bank holiday.
bank holiday.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Also, I follow on the Monday following the cancellation brackets or the first
Tuesday,
working
when-
or the first
first
working day
working day.
after a bank holiday.
That's fine. Yeah.
Because of course, a bank holiday could be.
Could be Easter, so yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Easter, May.
No, I was thinking Christmas. It could be midweek.
Yeah, it could be.
Right. Do they play on Boxing Day?
They don't know. No.
What decision do you want?
Well, basically, the proposal is with that change that we accept the terms and conditions as written.
Seconded.
All those in favour? Carried. Right, back to
Into,
Annex 7.
Commemorative tree. To consider a request from a member of the public. Right, where's? Find the right annex now. Right, okay, so, receive a request from a commemorative tree to be planted in memory of Robin Ranger and his partner Myra Toole. Request has been made by Myra's son. So Robin Ranger was, head groundsman for 29 years.
Yeah. Is one of them, yeah.
So whilst we have a policy where we generally don't do commemorative trees, I think,
It's different
this
circumstances.
one, yeah.
We do commemorative trees, but we just don't do plants.
Oh, we don't.
And they're happy, his sons, well, it's Myra's sons, but his, do understand that and are happy with that. They'll just know this is
That's
Robin's
their
tree. Yeah.
Propose that we with that, yeah.
Okay, so I'll second that. Those in favour?
No.
Brilliant. Next one.
There's some publicity message.
Publicity.
I think we need to vote on that.
I don't have anything.
Well, I mean, our massive press release on our precept when we make that decision next week.
Nick's not feeling too uncomfortable.
Are you wanting a press release on that? 'Cause they
never publish it anyway.
No, they don't.
They always ignore us.
Nothing to decide.
Why do you could press release on we love Sandhurst.
It can't knock me off the top post for getting the
No.
pavement fixed.
Right. The date of the next meeting is the 26th of March.
Mhm.
Moving on to exclusion of public and press. I'll take that as read.
Stop the live stream. So you're proposing that we exclude?
I'll propose you exclude. Do I have a seconder?
Second.
All those in favour? Okay, we can come off live stream.